Okay. By MOC. By... Oh. I was watching porn. Hello and welcome to Bricks and Toys. My name is Brandon, and it's better to admit that I was watching porn than what I'm about to admit to you guys right now. In the beginning of the month, I did a video series where I took two useless Creator 3-in-1 models that I accidentally bought and put on in my city. Found out that they looked like absolute trash, and I yeeted them onto a shelf, and then I took them off the shelf, made these two videos. You guys enjoyed the videos. They were well received, and I turned a noodle shop into a bigger noodle shop using two sets, and that was by Rebrickable. And then I did it again with the cozy house. I used two cozy houses to make a more of a Victorian style Victorian beach house using two sets from Brick Artisan. And I am going to be using another model, I think it's by Brick Artisan as well, to complete the up house once I get the parts in from Denmark. But I really enjoyed the series, and I think you guys enjoyed it too. Like I said, it was well received. So that means I have to admit that I went out and intentionally bought two more Creator 3-in-1 sets for you guys. And that's why it's better just to say, I was watching porn. I wasn't buying another Brick Artisan set. But the truth is, no porn. I was buying another Rebrickable model set of instructions. Because I have two of these sets here with me today, which are the Surfer Beach House. I have two of these. They're set number 31118. I think I said that right. 31118. Yeah. Ugh. Too many ones, everybody. Each of these sets are 564 pieces. They are 8 and older. Now, this set, I do believe, is on its way out. It did come out in 2021, but it's one of those kind of things to where it looks really cool, but I never bought it because it came last after the noodle shop and after the cozy house, and after being disappointed not once but twice, I'm not going to be disappointed a third time. As it is, I did allow that to happen with the beach camper van. I thought I could put that in the city, but it's too big. Why is the scaling off on these things? It just is. So that's what we're working with today. And I have the instructions right here on my computer to show you what I am talking about. Here is the model in question. I think this is a really nice model. I think the back is the side that's going to be facing the beach, because this is going in the beach. Most of this detail I probably will not be using. But I think this is really cool looking. And I cannot wait to see what this looks like once it's done. So what I'm going to have to do is open up both of these boxes and sort out the pieces. So we're not going to do an unboxing like we normally do, because I'm just going to turn off the camera and just sort the pieces on both sets, and just that's where the fun begins for this type of thing. But I am going to put it up here on the board. Since Surf Shack is in red, I'm going to do it in red, and Surf Shack will soon be the Tiki Bar. So we're going to do the Rebrickable. So we got the Rebrickable Surf House by Brick Artisan. So there is no box design because this is a Rebrickable model, and there is no packaging because it's a Rebrickable model. The only thing that we can really do is the majority of these things. So what I am going to do is I'm just going to give it a default 5 on each of these things, because it does come from two sets, and might as well just kind of grade it off of that. And one last thing I did want to mention is what makes this really exciting for me to get into is Brick Artisan. They did find my YouTube video that I did on the cozy house, and they commented on the cozy house. So when I got that feedback, I was super flattered and super happy, and going into this build was so much more of an easier decision, and I'm glad that we are doing this today. So with that, let's go ahead and let me get these directions finished, purchased, and get to sorting. And I will see you back for the review. So here is the review of the Tiki Surf Bar from Brick Artisan. Overall, really good exterior design. I did flip the sign around so the Tiki Surf faces the beach, whereas the main entry point and enjoyment point of this versus the front, which is where you access the business from. And the front, let me go around, I'll show you what the front looks like. And there's the front of the business. Really nice exterior detail, really cool. I built it into the city, that's why we're doing the review in the city. So it's permanently placed where it is. Now let's start peeling off those layers and seeing what it looks like on the inside. So on layer one, well, it looks like we have a pizzeria. Really nice, simple, nothing too exciting. I like it. Then on the next level, looks like we got a little interior area with a kitchen. Again, simple, nice. I like it. And then finally, looks like we have a little shop to buy some scuba gear and surfboards. Again, very basic yet very nice. I did do the original minifigs down there, and then I did remix them to where we have a very girlish boy and it's mom or dad, because that is a bearded lady. I'll leave that open for interpretation. Now, it did have us make this little sailboat thing to go with it, as well as these cute turtles. There's one of each of these floating around, or two of each. There's the other one right there. I think there's another one hiding over here by Anakin. So those turtles are really nice, and did come with that nice little whale, which is part of the original kit from my understanding, and looks like it's jumping out of the water. So it really fits the beach scene really nice. Now, let's wrap up this video. Now, wasn't that review incredible on the Surfer Beach House? I really love how that model came out. I think, once again, Brick Artisan did a really good job on finding use for the majority of pieces. This one did have more pieces left over compared to the Cozy House, but leftover pieces is not the concern. It's turning a 3-in-1 building into something, and I think the job that was done was just amazing. I loved it. I honestly have no complaints. It's just now another complete building for my Oceanscape project, and it's incredible. So the build quality of the Brick Artisan build of the Surfer Beach House, like I said, I have no complaints, but building it was a little bit sketchy. There was a lot of technique that was used to just get it together, and once it's together, it's solid. But getting it to that point was a very delicate process. So because of that, I'm going to give it a 7. Part usage, we used all of the parts. So I'm just going to say, in this case, part usage is how many parts were left over, because it was a Rebrickable model, not something special like we normally do with our builds. So part usage, I'm going to give it another 7. Playability, I mean, it's not made to be played with, so a 5. Ease of display, it displays super easy, whether it's in a city or not. Now, my base of the house was not what Brick Artisan had in mind. I changed the base to fit my needs, but the original base would have made it perfect for display. So I'm going to give it an 8. The minifigs, because now you have 2 sets, you have double the minifigures. You can do one original set and a mix-up of the other set. I did wind up with a bearded lady, so because of that, it was kind of funny, because now I got a bearded lady and a very feminine child. Got to be careful with this. It is 2023. But minifig, I'm going to go ahead and give it an 8. Availability, you can order the set online just fine, so I'm going to order it at 7. Price, $100 for the sets, and like $6 or $8 for the instructions. I say it's worth it, because most modular buildings are worth a lot more. So I'm going to give that another, I'm going to give the price at 9. And is this set a fun set? It looks like a lot of fun, and I like it. I'm going to give it an 8. The whole purpose of the BAT score, once again in this segment, is to see if I recommend doing the Rebrickable model. So now let's add everything up. So the score does come in at a 69. 69. Very nice. So that's clearly a recommend. And this is why I love using this system, is when I was looking at the possibility, because these 3-in-1 creator buildings is just now down to the Surfer Beach House, the Cozy House, and the Noodle Shop. I think we're going to lose the Surfer Beach House this year, and then I don't know what comes next year. There were more, as far as I understand, over the last year or two that's been retired. So as far as 3-in-1 building and converting them, there's not a lot to go off but those 3. So when I was researching this, I was trying to find good ways that I could apply 2 Surfer Beach houses to something and make a good model. And this, to me, was the best model. And I did have some little complaints with the styling and things that didn't look quite right, but it did look in the right direction. And as you guys seen from the review, it came out just fine. And for me to feel just fine, and for me to feel just okay to choose this model, and for it to score 69 is honestly a perfect representation. Now, if you are looking for a good conversion for a 3-in-1 model for your Lego City, I do recommend it. And so does the board. But like the board says, and like how I say, this one walks the line. It is nice. It looks really good. But it does have its quirks, as these kind of things you would expect it would. When you branch away from Lego and you move into people's own MOCs, You get their building techniques that's not authorized by Lego, and you take these chances. Now, the chances are perfectly worth it, and there's nothing wrong with taking them. So with that, let's go back to this morning, and let's wrap up this video in front of the Tiki Surf Bar. So I wanted to finish the send-off of this video here in the studio with you guys able to see the unit and see me all at the same time. So with that, if you guys like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Comment your thoughts down below. Thank you, Brick Artisan, for another great design, and I hope you all have a good one.